G'day, how you going? This is Ianapolis here, your acrylic guru. Today I'm just doing some question answering and showing you some tips that I do. Or not so much tips, but answering your questions and the whys of what I do and things like that, okay? And they come across every now and then if I do something live or in my comments on my YouTube channel. So this isn't a painting today, it's just going to answer some of those questions that get asked a lot. Now, and while I'm doing this video, I'm just setting up for my next tutorial, which would be filmed after this video. And people ask, why do I wear gloves? Alright, I'm wearing these latex, rubber, surgical, whatever sort of gloves they're called. Now, there's mainly two reasons why I wear these, okay? All paints do have chemicals in them, whether they're water-based or oil-based. They do have chemicals in them, and I like to look after my blood inside my body. Also, when I'm touching my canvas, I'm not transferring body oils. Sorry, I'm not transferring the body oils from my fingers onto the canvas because I handle the canvas a lot. And if you are going to paint just for a hobby, that's fine. But if you want to sell paintings, you need to take more care and have a bit of pride and knowledge in what you're doing to that canvas, okay? I'm just putting some grease-proof paper down here on my palette, so that way at the end of the day, I just screw it all up and I don't have to wash my palette anymore. I'm always coming up with new ideas. Anyway, let me get this on first. And plus it's a bit different from watching them paint, you know, setting up, doing all the hardware side of things. I put this bit of foam under there because pretty rattly and noisy, but that cushions it. Down here on my palettes, I get asked a lot of questions about what paints do I use. Well, obviously they're acrylics, and there's two brands I like to use which we have in Australia here, which is Matisse and Atelier. The Atelier paint, if I had to choose between one, it's just my preference, I'd go the Atelier because it's more interactive. Now what that interactive means is you might have done your painting and about an hour later you can add some water to it and get it activated and start working with it again. The Matisse is a good quality as well. They have a flow paint and the structured paint. Heavy body and a very liquidy body, okay? It's not transparent, but let's just say you've thinned some paint down and you want to stamp in some foliage or something. Well, this flow paint is already a lot more thinner, so it's ready to go straight out of the tube. And the Matisse do flow and structured. The Atelier paint, in my opinion, does kind of in between those two, so it's good enough to use as its own thickness or to thin down with some medium retarder or water. Now obviously they have their, in Australia, I've seen a lot of American people, they're using Liquitex. I've seen that here, and the golden. I haven't seen that very much here at all, if I can remember correctly. But these are, I've found these in Australia. There's also Joe Songes. They do a paint and they do mediums as well. They do paints. I don't have any anymore, I got rid of them. They're very, very liquidy. They're good for just doing, I don't know, street art probably. But they do the retarder that I use. A lot of people ask, what brand of retarder am I using? Can you see that? It's Joe Songes. I'm not sure how you spell it. It might be Joe Sonnes. It could be French. Who knows? But it's a medium retarder. And for those very early beginners, the medium retarder doesn't mean it's a medium as in low, medium and high. It means it is a medium. A medium for you beginners, if you're following tutorials and you hear the word medium, a medium is simply Let me show you right here. And probably one more. Okay. An additive. All these are additives you can add to your acrylic paints, like an impasto, a gesso you're using on your canvas, the retarder, you get waxes, you get binders. They are all mediums. So the word medium is the product that you're putting onto your canvas or mixing into your paints. Okay, I'll just have a drink of my coffee. Now I'm in my studio this morning, as you know. And today, after I finish filming this question video, I'm doing a Mr. Wolf painting. You can see the reference picture in my monitor there. Now, from art, back in when I used to draw, I was just drawing back when I was young. I've never got into painting. I got into painting a few years ago. But anyway, now that computers have come into our lifestyle, there's social media, and there's a lot of helpful people out there that like to help people without getting their backs up. Computers are very helpful and handy in the art world. Like, I used to print out a picture or have a photo, but the depth and the clarity of it isn't as good as what you'd get on a screen. So if you can have a device, an iPad or an extra screen, the clarity it shows you is better than a printed out picture or photo, and you can zoom it up. So let me just show you here. I have my laptop, and on my laptop I have a program called Lonely Screen. I open it up and I match my iPhone with it. So this laptop is showing me what my camera's looking at. So it's like a monitor. So that's what I look at a lot when I'm doing my tutorials. I can see what's in shot. And then you can always connect another screen, see here, with the VGA cable to your laptop and have a split screen. So now I use this for my reference pictures when I'm doing a reference picture from a photo. There's a website, Pixar something, I'll have to look into that. It's a free website where you can get pictures without any copyright problems. So what I'm trying to say is these monitors work great for your reference. I've seen people have their iPads behind their easel working while they're doing their tutorials. It's something to follow and it's great. And even if you're not a YouTuber doing tutorials or teaching people how to paint, it still comes in handy for your reference work. You can set it up. I've got enough shot in here. You can set it up and do your painting, your work. Okay, so I've found that why the hell am I printing all the time when I can just leave it loaded onto the screen and it's so deep and vibrant, and you can zoom into the picture if it's a good quality picture. Alright, I'm just trying to break up the shots here so it's not so monotonously boring, okay? When I was learning from YouTube myself, there was a lot of things I could not find in tutorials, or I thought they were lacking of certain things or aspects. And the things that I were hungering for in watching my tutorials when I was beginning, I try and adopt those into my videos. And if there is ever anything that I can do to help make my videos more pleasant to watch, please do comment below and let me know what else I can do. Because I like to do the close-ups, I like to do different camera shots, I like to give some brush work. Sometimes not all these happen in one video, but you've got to watch probably several videos to see different hints and tips and ways I'm doing things, and you'll work it out. He said that in the last video, but he didn't say that in it, but he's saying it in this one. Just things like that. So if there's anything I can do to even help make your viewing more pleasurable, please comment below, and they do get looked at, and I do take heed of what you say, okay? Some people ask for requests for me to paint things. If I can do it, I will, but please don't be offended if I cannot, because 9 times out of 10, if you request me to paint something, I probably will not be able to paint it. Now, it's not because I can't paint it. It's not because I can't be bothered or screw you attitude sort of thing. The reason is it will not appeal to everybody. I'm here for everybody, not just a couple of people, all right? And if you want a certain thing painted, it's going to suit you to a T, and maybe a couple of your friends and a few other people, but everyone else, they sort of step back. And a lot of work does go into doing a video tutorial. A lot of the planning, the setting up, the editing, everything, and uploading it. It takes a good many hours of the day, almost a full day if you want to add it up. So these are reasons why we can't sort of put that on there anyway. If we sort of get an idea what people are liking in our videos, we stick with that, because if it's working, it's working. We want views, we want people to watch, we want people to learn. I don't want to go and do a video, or any other YouTuber would not want to do a video if it's only going to get this many views. It's not doing its purpose. But if your subjects are getting these views, that's the genre I like to stick with. And now, as you would know, some of my paintings are very basic. Some of them are mediocre, and some of them are quite, well, that's not bad. It's got a bit of the bullshit aspect going on in there, all right? And the reason is I sort of change everything. This is why I'm telling you this, so you'll understand a bit better about me and my channel. I'm thinking of a beginner. Now, sometimes there's a variety of different beginners out there. So I'm sort of looking at the beginners that have got a grasp on depth, perception, everything about painting. Then there's a really first time beginners that have never painted in their life, but they just want to do it, but they can't get it to work. I do some tutorials to teach them the basics. So some of you more advanced ones might look back and think, my God, what's he doing this for? But I'm trying to give it to everybody in the class, okay? And then again, I might do like this painting I'm doing today. This is not really for the beginner. It's a bit for the advanced or whatever, but the advanced beginners can pick it up as well. But I'm going to show it in a way that you can do it. Someone was asking me last night, can you blend sky colours with gesso? Well, you'd have to give it a go. I've never tried it before. I ain't no scientist when it comes to paint, but if you want to try something, give it a go and practice it and see how it works for you. Every artist has their own style and method in painting and creating a painting. And some artists like to use big scientific words. Some artists would like to read every word on the bottle and sound more intelligent than they are. But I will just show you straight away, I'm coming across as what I do is what I can show. Now, people ask, what am I putting on my canvases? Like I showed you with the paints before, okay? There's flow and there's structured, thick body, heavy body paint. Now, the flow paint, you can buy it in little tubs. I think I've got one here. Here we go. There's a little one I bought. And there's a bigger litre bottle, 1 litre bottle. I don't know what you Americans call it. But this is very soft body and it flows. And normally if I'm going to do a sky, say like, where can you see? Here, oh, there's one over there you can't quite see. I would get that wet. See, I'm touching this canvas now, and that's why I've got gloves on. I'm not putting my oil prints from my body on there, okay? I put this on there with the retarder mixed together. So it's made a very nice, wet, mergeable surface. And then naturally the blue, you put the blues in the way you want. And if you're going to put some darker colours like a night sky or dioxine purple like I've done in previous videos, it'll allow them to merge like acrylics. Not acrylics, oils, sorry. So you can put some questions below, like what if or how, whatever. But also, I want you to mainly tell me, is there anything I can do extra to make the viewing of my videos more enjoyable? I want to sort of, like I said before, I want things over there, from over there, from over there, from down on here. I want it mixing up so it's not just boring. And my Steve snippets, they will always be in there. And sometimes, depending on the length of a video, you probably don't know this, or some of you might already know it, I can only put so many snippets of Steve in a video because it's taking up file space for the editing part of it. But I like to put him in there. Sometimes you might have seen in some videos there's only like 1 or 2 in the very beginning and there was no more. There's sometimes I can put him all the way throughout in my earlier ones because they weren't such bigger files. But now the files are becoming bigger. People want to look at things in HD. Now if you're looking at a video on your device, go down to the bottom there where you got the little gear cog wheel, and you can click on that, and you might be just watching it on automatic, or it might be on 720. You can click it to HD 1080, and all my videos come out in 1080 if you go and click it there. So if you're watching it and it's a bit washed and blurry, go to your settings down the bottom and amp the settings up to get a better quality, and the blacks will be more black. Everything's a lot more sharper. Yeah, I'll have some more of my coffee here. So, what else is there? Oh, some people have even asked what's in this bottle. It's just pure water out of the tap. That's it. Nothing special. The canvas boards, when they're actual canvas, I spray them. But these are canvas paper type. I don't spray them because it just makes it too... It's like trying to paint on plastic. It just doesn't work. Where if you've got material... You imagine putting your cotton or calico curtain, you're getting some of this paint and painting on it, how dry and draggy it'll be. But if you dampen it a little bit, it'll sort of move. All right, I'm going to wrap this up and start organising this tutorial for the Wolf, Mr. Wolf, all right? So, please comment. The head of me in the bottom left corner there, no, the bottom right corner, click on that or just hover over it and then you'll be able to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Now there's a link to my Facebook. You add me on your Facebook page. If you ever want the picture reference or traceables that I do, you can ask for them in my Facebook message section, okay? And then when I get to it, I straight away send them off to people that have asked for it, okay? You can also add me as a friend if you like, or follow me. I do have a Patreon page where people jump on board and support my content. It helps me out, and there'll be a link in the description below for that as well, all right? So, I'll say goodbye, good luck, and good on you.